back, everyone. This is the Create Mod Ultimate Selection mod pack. We're on episode 5 at this point. Gonna do a couple of things in this episode. First thing is, for the Create mod, we're gonna go ahead and get a Steam engine going. That way we can get quite a bit of a stronger system. We're definitely gonna need some higher level stress units once we start doing some more stuff like getting a go-kart and a couple of the other things. I'm also thinking I'm going to try out the diesel generators from the diesel generators add-on. And then we're also going to do some Tinker's Construct stuff because, as you can see, my tools are a little worse for wear at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of that started, but I just want to give you guys that quick little overview of today's episode. And other thing here, I did actually create a oil detector, and that oil detector will help me find an oil patch so I can actually start with the diesel generators add-on. So to create that, it's really simple. You just need a clock, a little bit of alloy, some iron sheets and some regular iron, and then that's it. Now, I have never done anything with this, so we're gonna see where we can find some oil, but it looks like I'm just gonna have to go chunk by chunk and try and find some oil. Alright guys, so I got really lucky. It looks like there's oil right here. I'm not too far from my house, so that means that we can probably get a good diesel generator popped up really quickly and easily. Now, I have not messed with this add-on at all, so my guess is as good as yours as how to get started, so I'm gonna end up doing a little bit of digging on that, and I'm gonna have to figure it out, but it looks like we do have some oil right here, so pretty lucky. Alright guys, I did figure out what my next tool set is going to be, and it's going to be, of course, through Tinker's Construct. I'm super excited about it because I think it'll be really interesting to get started on that, because this is a little bit different than what it was back when I played with it on 1.12. So, first things first, the Tier 3 materials is what I have access to with the forge that I have right now. I think what I'm going to go with is actually the slime steel. Slime steel seems pretty interesting because, in general, it's got a really high durability compared to the rest of the materials that are available to me right now. It's got the same level of mining as diamond. Pretty decent melee damage, nothing crazy, but the mining speed is really good. Another interesting thing about the Tinker's Construct stuff is every single one of these materials has its own unique ability. So this Overcast essentially says that Overslime can be a little bit thicker on your tools, which means you can have a higher total of Overslime. And you're probably asking, what's Overslime? Overslime is essentially a second durability bar on your tool. I'll probably go with a slime steel head and a slime steel handle so I can get that durability bonus. My pick, I'll probably do a Matic, and then I'll probably also do a Pickadaz, which is essentially a pickaxe and a shovel, and then this is a pickaxe and an axe. So we'll probably do both of those, and then as for weapons and everything, we'll probably go with a different material, but we'll go from there. We'll see how that goes. So just wanted to give you guys that update and what my plan is for my tool set. Alright guys, so to get started with making some of our tools, we're going to go ahead and have to make some of the components out of wood first. The first things that we're going to have to go ahead and make out of wood are our tool handles. And the main reason being is we're going to make these out of the plated slime wood, which is crafted with the regular wood handle, and then you need to coat that in slime, and then you need to coat that in brass. So it's going to be a couple of stages to actually get that to where we need it, but otherwise should be pretty quick and simple. So pretty simple, just take your pattern, take your wood, and go ahead and make your tool handle. So we're going to make a Matic, and we're going to make the other tool that is a mix between the pickaxe and the shovel, so that we have kind of a good mix of tools here. Now, to make slime steel, it's a couple of ingredients to actually make that, and it is an alloy. So what you need to make that is right here. You're going to need the sky slime, you're going to need iron, and you're going to need seared bricks. So let me go ahead and look that up here. Slime steel. Right there. So best way I can find that is just by clicking right there, and yep, see the alloying. So we're going to need 1 ingot, 1 slime ball, and 1 brick, which is block of slime, and then that will get us 2 ingots of the slime steel. Once we have that, then it'll just automatically form in the forge, which means we can take that and move it straight down. So I'm going to go ahead and chuck all of these directly into the forge here. That way we can get started on the process of getting our tools and everything ready. Next, we're going to go ahead and take our handles, and we're just going to chuck them down here and here. And we're going to take our earth slime and set that at the bottom. Now, it takes 2 slime balls per item to make these tools. It's a little bit more if you are making a larger tool, so like a tough tool rod is going to be more expensive. So keep that in mind. Next up, we're going to go ahead and make the cobalt portion of the tool. We want our head to be made out of cobalt, so we're going to go ahead and do cobalt for both of those. And just be sure, we're doing Matic, which is axe head, and we're doing the Picadilles, which is the pickaxe head. And then as for the plated slime steel, we're going to take that brass, pour that on top of those, and that will make a plated slime steel handle. So now that we've got both of those are done. We also have our pickaxe head. Adeze, we're actually going to want to make that out of slime steel. And the reason being is we want the ability to have over slime on our tools, and we want to have a little bit more over slime. So we're going to do 2 of those. We're going to go ahead and set all that up. So we've got all the components we need now. So we're going to go ahead and get the Matic. We're going to pick that. We're going to go ahead and take our components there, and boom, that's it there. So we have our Matic, which is, of course, is a pickaxe and an axe. And that takes care of that. And then next we're going to go ahead and grab our pickaxe head and our Adeze. And now we have our Picadilles. So that's pretty simple. That's just kind of the basic set of tools. So this will be great for just day-to-day minings of single blocks and that sort of thing. In a later clip, I'm going to go ahead and show a excavator, and I'm also going to do a hammer. That way I can mine 3x3 blocks of those individual types. And then I'm also going to make a weapon in a later clip. So I hope you guys enjoy that, but I hope you guys also enjoyed the kind of basic rundown of how this all works. Alright guys, so a little bit of an update here. I have collected about 40 of these spirit orbs, and it takes 4 spirit orb to get a heart canister or to get a stamina canister. And I'm going to go ahead and max out my hearts, I think. So I'm going to head over to the village that I found a little while back, and we're going to go ahead and get that done. So I just wanted to give you that update, that way you guys weren't wondering why my health bar was completely orange when it only had 1 orange heart on it at an earlier point in the video. So just wanted to let you guys know about that, and I'll let you guys know how that goes and kind of show you how that works too. Alright guys, I'm at the village where they've got the goddess statues at this point, and this is one of them. So really it's just as simple as doing a quick right click, clicking on your desired item, and just doing that. And you see, as you can see down below, my hearts are increasing. So I don't know if I can do this past that. Wow, I sure as heck can. So now I've got yellow hearts. So at some point I'm gonna need to really fill that out and have a whole bunch. But I was able to pick up one of the goddess statues as well, so I'm going to take that back home, and we're going to keep hold of that. So yeah, but I might ransack this village a little bit, see if I can't get a hold of a couple of things, and yeah, I'll head back home after that. See you guys back soon. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and get a better set of tools. We have all of the supplies we need already kind of put into our system here. I'm going to do a hybrid tool set. So we're going to go slime steel for our main portion of our tool here. So we're actually going to be building a slime sledgehammer, and we're going to be building a excavator. So we're not going to be doing just slime steel. I've got a combo here that I think will be incredibly strong, very, very long lasting is kind of my biggest hope here. But first things first, to get started, we're going to go ahead and need to get our earth slime and set that at the bottom here. And we're going to need to cast that directly onto our tough handle. So got that right there. Now we need to go ahead and cast our brass right on top of that, and that will get us plated slime wood, just like that. Now I do plan on having, I believe, 2 of these handles. So I'm going to go ahead and pretty much do that exact same thing right now. And because the excavator uses 2 handles. That's why I'm doing that, because this plated slime wood has a amazing ability to increase your durability by 25% across the board, which is insane considering we have that much durability to begin with these extractors and bigger tools like this. So next up, we're going to be working with our slime steel. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of these plates here, actually probably 3 of these plates now that I think about it. And as for our head there, we're going to make that out of cobalt. So we just need to make 3 of these slime steel plates. Then we're going to go ahead and essentially everything else is going to be cobalt. So I'm going to take that, set that at the bottom. We want a cobalt handle, we want a cobalt head, and we want a cobalt binding. And that's it there. So that's all of our parts casted right there. We've got our handle, we've got our 2 plates for that. So that's our hammer. And as for our excavator, that's our excavator. And look at that, we have 44,000 durability on this, an overslime of 420. We also have overcast, overclock, which means all of our slime is going to heal our excavator faster, essentially. And then that lightweight bonus is going to be from the cobalt. And what that'll do is it'll make our tool just that much faster. So the nice thing about the excavator is you can actually break a 3x3 area with that, which is amazing. So super excited about that. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do our hammer, and it's literally the exact same thing as the excavator, but for stone blocks. So pretty much the same situation here, but we got 46,000 durability, 800 overslime, which is insanely high. We have the lightweight 1 instead of 2. But the overcast is pretty big, and that's essentially the reason why we have 800 overslime rather than the 421. So I decided I wanted more overslime on our sledgehammer because that will make it so that we can mine for longer without eating into our durability at all. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pick out a couple of modifications that I want to do to these, because I believe, yep, they each have 2 upgrades that I can make on them. So the first upgrade that I want to make on them is, let's see here, I want to put diamond on each of these. And my reason being for that is, 1, it increases durability, which is pretty important. I can also see what the effect of emerald is. Emerald is really good as well. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is a crap ton of redstone. I should also get a book and quill. Actually, nope, I don't have any right now. I'm going to get a book and quill here. And this will make it so we can actually get even more of these modifications. I believe we can only do 1 book and quill per, which kind of stinks. But that'll make it so we have 1 more upgrade that we can do. And I think it's all either going to go to redstone. Let me think here. I think the best option really is just, maybe I could do 1 of each of those and then the redstone. I think that'd probably be my best bet, because then I'm just getting a crazy amount of durability and mining speed. My mining speed's already going to be really fast because of the cobalt anyways, but this will, I believe, make it even better. So right there, we're going from 4,000 to 7,000 durability, which is absolutely impressive. So we're gonna go ahead and probably put our book on first. We're gonna put our diamond on. We're at 7,000 durability now. We're gonna take our emerald, and look at that. That puts it at 10,000 durability. That's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And that's not even with our redstone yet. We haven't even put that on yet. So we're gonna go ahead and see what I can do here. Looks like, yep. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll do 5 blocks, that'll be okay. And right there, that is the maxed out hammer. So we're gonna go ahead and do that same thing, but with the excavator. 44,000 durability beforehand. With the diamond, we're at 66,000 durability. Emerald, we're at 9,960. Holy cow, this is impressive. And then, of course, we'll do our 5 redstone blocks. That'll give us haste. So, yeah, that is our hammer. I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick test here. Oh my goodness. You can just absolutely clear areas with this. That's absolutely amazing. Man, that's one of my favorite features from old Tinker's Constructs, is just these ridiculous mining tools. So I realized that I had said that I was wanting overslime on my tools, but I didn't really explain how that goes on your tools. So what you're going to need is, of course, your Tinker's Anvil, and you're just going to take whatever tool you have that has the overslime ability on it, and just take any type of slime ball, and you can just chuck 1 or 2 of them on there, and that will fill up your overslime meter. Now, the Sky Slime is more effective than your regular slime balls, so keep that in mind. If you're using regular slime balls, you only get 20 overslime per slime ball, which is incredibly weak, whereas these you get 80. I'm pretty sure that the Ichor slimes are also going to be much, much stronger as well, so that might be a better way to farm them later on, and that's why I have trees over here. But that is how you load up your overslime. Alright guys, I am ready to go ahead and get our major steam power setup started. So as you can see in the background, I did clean up my press, my deployer, and my mixer. So that's a little bit of foreshadowing. I did quite a bit of setup to get to the point that I'm at right now. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I've got here. So this is pretty much everything you're going to need to make the exact setup that I've got. As far as tanks goes, you're going to need about 54 of these, and that's so that you can have 2 tanks, 3x3, and then it's going to go 3 tall. Okay, you're going to need 2 pumps, and you're going to need a couple of pipes. You're going to need 6 steam engines, quite a few shafts, and a couple of gearboxes of your choice. It doesn't really matter if you do that. Honestly, it doesn't matter if you have all the same stuff, but this is kind of the stuff that I'm going to use. Next thing is you're going to definitely need a mechanical arm for the setup that I'm doing, and you're going to see why we need these 3 items here shortly. I'm going to explain that bit first. Right here I've got a funnel set up at our chest to go ahead and pull wood out of our system here, and you're going to see why in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and set up an encased fan that is pulling air. I'm going to place my netherrack, and I'm going to go ahead and light that netherrack. And what that'll do is it'll cook anything that's on the depot here. And then I'm going to set the filter on the funnel that's pulling out of that to only charcoal. And what that'll do is it'll make it so the charcoal is running this way. And because it's running all the way to our steam power area here, the reasoning for that is our mechanical arm is actually going to pull items off of that depot and immediately put those in our blaze burners. So this is the area that I've got set up here. It actually leads directly to our storage area, but this will be the area where we've got our steam power. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here, but first things first, we're gonna go ahead and need to grab our blaze burners. And you don't have to have the same amount that I have. It's not necessary. It's just not. You can have just 1. But I like to have 2 because I like it symmetrical. So we're going to place these 2 right here on each side. And then we're going to take our fluid tanks, and we're going to place these in a 9-block area, a 3x3. Real simple. And then we're going to go ahead and jump up on top of here, and we're going to place 2 more. And you can see it'll automatically do that for us, which is really nice. Makes things easy. I'm going to go ahead and get my pipes set up. And I've got a water set up right here. So we're going to have those pipes pull water directly into our tanks. As you can see, it's going to pull water, put it directly into the tank once that's actually connected. Yep, it already is. Very nice. So same thing goes with this one here. We're just going to get the pipes, run it all the way along here. Hopefully I grabbed enough. I did. And once we've got our tank right there, yep, it's already connected. So now that we've got our tanks, we do need to get those pipes running so that they are pumping water directly in. And to do that, all we're going to do is take our wrench and flip it. And our tanks are filling with water. Now, I'm going to go ahead and place my engines right along the bottom here. So because we want these to be in sync, and they're not going to be in sync right off the bat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect my blaze burners real fast. That way the whole system will shut off, because if they're separate, they're not going to sync well. So I'm going to take my vertical gearbox, and we're just going to place that right there. And we're just going to place a shaft right there to connect it. And what that'll do is that'll connect these two systems together to make one larger structure. So now we'll take our blaze burners, we'll place those right there, and there, and there, and now the system's it's technically running. Next up, what we need to do is place our mechanical arm, and we need to place that right here. But before we do that, we need to choose where it goes. So we're gonna go ahead and click on that right there, and that's where it's gonna take items from. And then to know where it's putting its stuff, we're gonna have to shift click these spots, and then we'll just place it down like that. And what it'll do is it'll automatically know to go ahead and pull items and put them there. Hey guys, so as a simple little thing, I did add a couple extra blaze burners, and that did increase our power by essentially double. We're at 65,000 stress units per tank. So that means we're sitting at 120,000 stress units, and all I needed to do was get 2 more blaze burners for each one, which is really not that expensive and really not that hard to get. I just ran over to the nether real quick. Hey guys, so one of the mods that's in this mod pack is called Create Diesel Generators. And to get started in that mod pack, you're going to need to get yourself crude oil. Because while you can make other fuels out of like kerosene and biodiesel, they don't stack up compared to just raw diesel and gasoline. And the only way to get that is with crude oil. So to get started, you're going to need to get yourself a couple of items that are specifically from this mod pack. The first one's the pump jack bearing, and you're going to need the pump jack crank. Other than that, you're also going to need to get yourself a pump jack hole, which is real simple. You just craft the item. You can use JEI to find that recipe, and then you're going to need an absolute crap ton of pipes. Those pipes go all the way down to bedrock. So you're going to need a lot of copper, but the rest of the recipe is incredibly cheap. This is mostly just andesite alloy, it's zinc alloy, and that's about it. Now to get started, you're going to need to get a structure built that looks pretty much just like this. You're going to need to go 4 blocks up, and then 3 blocks up on the other side, and then you're going to need to place your pump jack bearing. Then on the center, you're going to need to place a block of your choice, 3 blocks out on both sides, and then on one side you're going to need your pump jack bearing, and on the other side you're going to need the pulley here. So once you have that and you've got your pump jack crank below, you're going to need to power it, which I'm just doing with 4 water wheels on the other side of that. And that's about it. You'll of course need to get the oil pump going, which is literally just another regular pump. And I'm just using the power directly off of that water wheel to power the pump as well. And just put it into a tank like this. Now this one can hold 72,000 millibuckets, which isn't a crazy amount, but it's enough for what I need right now. And then you're also going to need to pump that out into this distillery. Now the distillery is really simple. You just have to craft up the item, place a couple of tanks, and then place the distillery on that tank. You will have to heat it, which I'll just do with a couple of logs right now. And that will turn the crude oil directly into both diesel and gasoline. You get 50-50, so you get the same amount of diesel as you do gasoline. Now the crude oil, for every 100 millibuckets, you're going to get 50 millibuckets of each. So at the end of the day, they've got essentially the same properties. One of them's better at some stuff than other. They've just got their own use cases, but there's no real way to just get diesel and just get gasoline. Just wanted to give you that quick overview there. That way you guys can get started on the diesel generators. In the next episode, I'm probably also going to get a couple of the diesel engines running as well, and then we'll be able to have a essentially movable power source, which will be really nice because those engines are not hard to set up. and carrying around a little bit of diesel is also not super expensive. So it'll be a good way for us to kind of get the ball rolling on some mobile stress units and mobile power. So super excited about that, but just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of how to get your guys' pump jack set up. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this video. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment down below on what you guys would like to see me play next. I am going to continue to play through this series, of course, but I'm always looking for the next game and the next opportunity. So if you guys are also interested in seeing any other Create projects, I'd love to hear that in the comments below. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, we'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.